Well, folks, shorts are about to get absolutely annihilated. I'm going to show you the latest short numbers that just came out here today in regards to some of these stocks. And I'm going to show you what's going to transpire here over the next, let's just say, few months into 2022. And we're going to see how max short, the shorts have gone on the market right now. Hope you guys enjoy this. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, do so. It's absolutely free to do so. On this channel, I cover a lot of random subjects like this here over here on Financial Education 3, okay? So last year, if we go back to last year, very, very greedy market, right? Late last year, even into the early part of 2021. And that was a market I looked at that particular time. It wasn't a lot of opportunities. And the longs got, a lot of longs were setting themselves up for annihilation, right? In regards to a lot of the higher risk stocks, the stocks that have been just moving up like insane, right? Some of them that just had hope business models, right? They weren't really doing anything. They might even have been pre-revenue numbers, right? Or just companies that might even have been losing more on the bottom line than they're actually making on the top line in terms of like a bigger net loss than positive revenue, right? But those stocks were going insane into late 2020, into the early part of 2021. And I looked at a lot of these stocks at that time and I was like, longs are setting themselves up or even traders are setting themselves up to get absolutely wrecked in that sort of market, right? Because there's nothing left. I mean, when you get that overvalued, like a lot of these stocks were getting at that moment, right? When you get that insanely overvalued, you're setting yourself up for a situation where the devastation is going to be awful, right? And guess what happened? The devastation was awful, right? Most of those stocks that were the high flyers are down 50, 60, 70, 80% this year. And it was even in a good market year, right? They just got absolutely wrecked. Now, some of these stocks, right, have been hit too far to the downside. But a lot of those stocks, they deserve to get hit. But the problem is everything kind of gets grouped into one, right? And so everything either gets annihilated at a time, it seems like, right? Or everything kind of goes up at a given time, right? And so last year, that was the name of the game. Now, on the flip side, we're going to this year where these stocks are now down 50, 60, 70, 80%, tons of them, right? Some even 90%. And the shorts have literally gone max short now. And oh my gosh, are they setting themselves up to get absolutely obliterated, right? Now, this is the latest short numbers we have out here, okay, that just came out. Now, they finally came out yesterday. This is a short date of November 30th, but, unfortunately it takes, 10, 11 days sometimes to, as far as the lag between the short numbers all coming out and it actually getting released, right? So what we're looking at here, a lot of these stocks, are stocks that you're like, man, these are some crazy speculative stocks, right? That hardly anybody's ever heard of, or maybe these companies are pre-revenue, or, maybe it's some, speculative Chinese stock. Like some of these stocks are like, oh man, that's a little crazy there, right? And so you can understand why some of these are on this most shorted list, okay? I think there's 4 stocks that shorts are playing with. No, they're not playing with fire. They're going to get absolutely annihilated. Let's just put it that way, okay? So 2 of these stocks I own, 2 of these stocks I don't, okay? The first one up here, Lemonade is the 7th most shorted stock in the stock market. So I think that one definitely could go down more. I think it could go down to $30, maybe even below $30, something like that. But Lemonade, at the end of the day, has an extremely exciting business model long term. And Lemonade's one of those stocks that could flip, it's switch, and the next thing you know, that stock's a double up, triple up in a matter of a month. Like literally, that's one of those type of stocks, right? It's getting to a smaller market cap now, $2 billion and some change. And when you're dealing with companies that have extremely long runways of growth, like a Lemonade, those are the ultimate dangerous stocks to short, right? Lemonade is a huge money loser on the bottom line. They're going to continue to be a huge money loser on the bottom line for as far as the eye can see, right? And so the shorts are betting that, this company's just going to continue to lose a ton of money, right? And that's the hope there. Okay, the problem is everybody kind of knows this already about Lemonade, right? And everybody's tax loss harvested pretty much, on the stock, and will continue to over the next few weeks. I'm recording this video on, December 9th today? Yeah, December 9th today, right? A few more weeks left of tax loss harvesting. But then everybody knows about the massive losses. But then what happens when money starts to pour back into a stock like that, right? So in regards to Lemonade, there could be a little bit more lemon juice to squeeze in that one, right? But man, you're playing with fire, right? And it was the same thing last year, around this time or in January. So the stock topped out at about $188. And I looked at the stock at that price, $188, and I'm like, what are the longs hoping for? Another, hopefully, so it can go up to 200 in the short term or something. There was nothing left to squeeze in that stock last year when it was nearly $200 a share. And now we're going into this situation where the shorts are max shorting the stock, and it's like you might get a last few squeezes here, but be careful. That's all I'll say about that. Beyond Meat, certainly not my favorite company, but Beyond Meat, the reason I don't like Beyond Meat is because they just haven't innovated fast enough, right? But at the end of the day, I wouldn't even contemplate shorting the stock. If you told me I had to short $100,000 worth of Beyond Meat stock or buy $100,000, I'm buying $100,000 without even thinking about it, okay? Beyond Meat, here's the thing. This company did nothing but disappoint the entire year of 2021. Everybody's disappointed in Beyond Meat. It doesn't matter who you are, okay? So all they did was disappoint the entire year. They set themselves up for a failure year, right? So what happens if things are just decent for Beyond Meat in 2022? What if they report some numbers that maybe beat every once in a while? Like, what do you think is going to happen with that stock price in 2022, right? So that's another one of those stocks that it's like, you could short it, but gosh, man. I'm going to come back to the 12th stock, so I'm going to show you guys something in just a moment here in that one. That's the most dangerous of all these stocks. On this entire list, Tattoo Chef, I don't think they realize what they're getting into. I'll get into that in just a moment. Corsair Gaming, 13th most shorted stock in the entire stock market. You got to understand that expectations for Corsair are incredibly low. Analysts expect the revenue to go down 13+% in this current quarter, right? So as long as they beat that, shareholders are definitely going to like that. Also, in regards to Corsair Gaming, you want to talk about the definition of a stock that has had tax loss harvesting. This is that stock. So many people have taken massive losses on this to write off against their gains, right? And most of these people are planning on buying the stock back in January. So this is one of those stocks that it's like, okay, a bunch of money's gone to the sideline now, tax loss harvested over there, that wants to come back in Corsair, right? And so you're going to get a huge money flush coming back into that stock, and you have to suddenly hope that even more people are going to sell the stock in January, February, and moving on, and that's just not realistic. That's just not realistic. So that is a extremely dangerous stock. The only good thing the shorts have in regards to Corsair Gaming, even though they're almost max short the stock right now, is the interest rate you have to pay is pretty low for Corsair. I think it's about 3.5%. And a lot of shorts look at the stock and they think with the Eagle Tree Fund, it won't be a stock that moves up super fast, like to $30, $40, something like that. Yeah, all it takes is one big game to launch in the gaming sector, and next thing you know, equipment selling off the chain. So that's another one that's like, man, I don't think they know what they're getting into. But in regards to that chef, okay, my gosh, let me show you something here, okay? I just looked this up. This is the 12th most shorted stock in the market right now, right? If you want to short Tattooed Chef, you can't short it. This stock is max shorted right now. You can't even short this on Fidelity. Available to short 0 shares. If I wanted to short Tattooed Chef stock, TTCF, I would have to pay 18.7% interest rate to short the stock. We're talking about, those are numbers almost as bad as paying a dang credit card, right? That's insane. That is absolutely insane. And for a company that is going to, grow revenues, anywhere between 30% and 40% next year, with the massive SKU expansion for this company, with them getting into all these new product categories, this is one of those stocks that they look at, and because it's been going down, they pile on like it's nobody's business. No different than the longs piled on to every stock that was the hype stock in December and into January of 2021, right? They all piled into everything that was the hype. They piled on. And now the shorts are piling onto everything that is down substantially, that has been getting hammered. And I don't think they understand that some of these stocks are legit companies, okay? Like Corsair is an extremely profitable business model, okay? You don't short a company that's an extremely profitable business model. Yeah, maybe you can hope for a few last squeezes here in Corsair and I hope it gets down to 18 and then I'll cover. Is it really worth the risk for it to go down another $3 a share when it could pop $5, $10 a share, right? A Tattoo Chef, you're like, let me try to get the last few squeezes out of this short here and hope it goes down to 14. I mean, Tattoo Chef, we've seen that stock go from $15, $16 to $20+ in a matter of a few weeks. We've seen it, and we've seen it several times play out, right? And this is the second year of this company being a public company, which is the year that big institutional money, in my opinion, is going to start coming in the stock. With the fact that a lot of people had tax loss harvested in this stock, and that money is going to flood back in January and February. Like, these shorts are literally, are playing with the most fire you could possibly play with. And the funny thing was, the time to max short these stocks was back in December and back in January 2021. But the name of the game, the shorts and the longs are always late to the game. And they always pile in at the worst time. The longs were piling in at the worst time, the very end of 2020 into the beginning of 2021. That was the worst time to be piling your money into the market, right? You had all this time. You had March, April, May, June, July, August, even September to buy stocks for extreme discounts, right? Everything ran up like crazy. December, January, February, that's when all the retail investors were flooding into the market, right? And it was the worst time to be flooding in. And here we are now, December of 2021, and the shorts are flooding in every dollar they possibly can. Max short, max short, max short. And they're going to need a miracle. They're going to need a miracle, even to just get the last bit of juice out of many of these stocks. And we're going to see how it all plays out, obviously. And, man, just crazy. That's what happens to the stock market, guys. It's just, it's a game of FOMO. It's FOMO on the long side. It's FOMO on the short side. But anyways, if you want to learn fundamentals about investing, which I know is not the sexiest thing out there, Voyager 10Q breakdown of financial statements. Check out pinned comment down there. You'll get access to that. Much love as always, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and have a great day.